Just want to make sure that we're live. I think we're good. Yes. Okay, cool. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for accommodating my hectic schedule and being able to do this today on Thursday rather than the actual full moon itself. Also, heads up, as we head into the spring and summer, I will be doing many more markets. So there is a chance where I will have to do these rituals a few days like before the fuller new moon, just because the night of it, I actually might be like selling my candles and doing in-person Reiki sessions. So just a heads up, just so you're not shocked as we go into the upcoming season. I did want to share something with you, and so I'll share it later on, I think. But for right now, let's just do a quick what's happening. And can y'all let me know before we get really deep into this? Can you let me know in the chat if you can hear me? And if you can see me? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm live, pretty sure that my audio is working, but I'm a little bit delayed because I was making sure that my audio works. So I would love the confirmation. And yay, I can see and hear you. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, thank you. What's going on? I hope y'all are doing well. Okay, so woohoo. Let's talk about what's happening with this energy. And I'm going to say this like I always say it. Please check out astrologers who can go into way more in depth. My purpose in giving you a synopsis is to just give you something in plain English so you can understand like why you're feeling how you're feeling, and so that we can realize and zoom out and be like, oh my goodness, all of us are collectively feeling something similar and not feel as isolated as we sometimes do when we're going through things. So with this Virgo full moon on Saturday, 2/24, it's definitely a time for purging, clearing from the inside out, letting go, releasing. And you're going to see, based off of some of the videos I'm doing these next couple days, the themes of the full moon are in these videos, like my normal Reiki videos. But this is a time like to take care of our body. It's a really good time for healing. So like if there's anything that you've wanted to be healed, go for it. Virgo is an earth sign, so creating new habits, taking care of your health and fitness, like it's really a good time for this and healing in that type of space. This is also a time where you might be gaining clarity on like how you've been doing something wrong or like how like you're getting feedback from other people, or you're just realizing like, oh, I could do this better. This isn't the best that I'm doing. So how can you like zoom out and be grateful for the opportunity to gain clarity is really going to help you in all of this. You know, like there's nothing like failing, like everything is just a stepping stone of getting better and better and better. This is also a time to figure out like our desire and our path, and to really get clear on what effort do we want to make on this path. And like I was saying before, like what is working and what isn't working, and how are the steps that I'm taking on this path going to help lead me to this desire. So getting very intentional with our energy and utilizing our energy in a very direct and specific way. And yeah, that's really like the gist of this, like be getting a little bit more organized, having that organization and the clarity and the plan and understanding like what isn't and isn't working, the purging, the healing. For some of us, this might feel like an end of a chapter. For some other people, it might feel like a new beginning. Most of the time, full moons do bring closure. So just be aware if things are ending, like it's not the end of the world. The closure is just an opportunity for new things to come up. And I laugh as I say that because you know, I went through a really tough ending last year. And in many ways, I know it does feel like everything, like the world is just like collapsed. But once you process and move through those feelings, and that's why yesterday's video, I wanted to do grieving our old self, because I recognized within myself that I hadn't taken time to grieve who I used to be and like fully let go of that person. And so I wanted to make that video to help you do that. And when we're capable of like really grieving our old self, we can definitely like let go and get through that feeling of like, oh my goodness, the world is ending, we can like transform and get to the other side and recognize the opportunities that are now here. But sometimes it's hard to see the opportunity or the optimism and positivity in it when we haven't yet processed all of the sadness and whateverness from the thing ending. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's about everything I'm going to share when it comes to the gist of this full moon in Virgo. As I mentioned, definitely check out astrologers. And so we're going to do something a little bit different because, okay, so I'm going to tell you guys, I had a Reiki session today with somebody. So I do offer virtual Reiki sessions. And I'm really excited because I decided to do this technique, I guess. I don't know. I just felt called to do something in particular. And so like I had asked and imagined like a healing light of white and gold to enter in through the mouth. And I like imagined it flowing all the way down into the digestive system. And then I asked for it to go into all the crevices of the small intestine. And the person who I had the Reiki session with felt that without me telling her, like at the end of it, she's like, oh, I felt that there was like this light moving through my intestines. And I was like, that's wild because that's what I sent you. And so I forgot where I was going with this. I don't know. So I thought that was really cool with this Reiki energy on the 222 portal, that you're able to feel it in this type of way. Oh, this is where I was going with this. So I just, with that Reiki session and things that are happening today and like myself, I find myself really in my mind, like kind of like floating up here. So I want to take us through an exercise of connecting into our body and actually becoming aware of our body and feeling it, because I think a lot of times we miss the cues that our body is telling us. So we're going to do a quick body scan before we get into our energy clearing. So I would like for you to get comfortable. You could stay seated or lay down. Um, there should be another portal. Those numbers are pretty epic, 224, 24. Okay, so you can lay down or sit. You could stay seated or lay down. And I just want you to start taking a few deep breaths and closing your eyes. And I'm actually going to do this without music. And we'll make this just something really quick and brief. But just settle into this moment, focusing on your breath, allowing your mind to go blank. And then I want you to bring attention to your feet. Just focusing on them, recognizing the sensation of your feet, what you feel in your feet. Noticing the support that they give you throughout the day. And then I want you to move up to your legs. Feeling the energy flowing from your ankle all the way up to your hip. Becoming aware of how your legs feel. Noticing any tingling sensation or just recognizing what the energy in your legs feel like. And then I invite you to move up to your hips. Noticing if there's any tightness. Taking a deep breath and just sending that breath into the hips. And then I invite you to send the energy and focus on your stomach, recognizing this is your power center. Becoming aware of how it feels. If there's any pain, tension. hunger. And then I want you to connect into your chest, being note if there's any tightness. Noticing if you're taking shallow breaths. And now bring your attention to your hands, recognizing that they're also a portal center. Just tuning into how they feel. And then I invite you to pay attention to your arms, from your wrist all the way up to your shoulder, feeling the energy in that entire space, connecting into your body. And I invite you to check in with your neck, feeling any stiffness that might be there. Just recognizing how it feels. And I invite you to connect into your head, noticing if you're clenching your jaw, if you're shutting your eyes really tightly. You're just allowing yourself to be at ease. Now I just want you to zoom out and feel yourself in your body. Feel yourself in this temple, recognizing that it is a house for you to be in. With your next inhale, allow yourself to breathe in uplifting positive energy. And as you exhale, allow yourself to ground more and more into your body, becoming fully centered. And then when you're ready, you can gently wiggle your fingers and toes, coming fully back into this moment and gently opening your eyes. All right, we're now going to move into our energy clearing. So we're going to clear our energy as well as the energy of the room. I am going to use a sage leaf tonight for this. I think actually I'm going to use copal incense. So I'm going to use this. And as we clear our energy, I'm just going to read to you something that I wrote. I do ask as you cleanse your energy that you get the palms of your hands as well as the bottoms of your feet, as these are energy centers, and it'll just help you cleanse even further. And also, super random, but anybody who lives in New Jersey, I'm going to be doing a class on March 16th at How Delish on how to clear your energy. I'm going to teach you a whole bunch of different techniques, and you're going to leave with one of my little sage and Palo Santo, my selenite and Palo Santo bundles. I'm going to make everybody that, and probably even like a sample of my energy clearing spray. So it's on Eventbrite. You can definitely sign up. I'll put the link in here as well. But if you want to learn how to clear your energy even more and you're in New Jersey, I invite you to come visit and learn from me in person. Okay. If you're unable to burn anything right now, just imagine white light coming down, imagine white light coming into the palms of your hands, and it'll help cleanse you. I allow my energy to be purged of all that is heavy and no longer serves me. I open myself up to the stars to connect into the core of the earth to ground my energy. I allow myself to connect in deeply with my higher self and my own inner truth. I invite in a miracle healing for my mind, body, and soul. I am now healed. I am connected. I am now lighter. I am now free. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're now going to move into cleansing the energy of the room. I'm just going to stay seated so I can stay on camera, but you're welcome to get up and walk around. I cleanse the space of all negative vibes and of anything that is not in my highest and greatest good. I welcome in healing white light to fill this room, plus all the other rooms in my home. This space is protected. It is safe for me. This space is healing. I ask any other loving guides to join me on this journey. Thank you for the guidance that is in my highest good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you need to grab a pen and paper, go ahead and do so. We're going to move into our journal questions. And I'm sorry if my voice is like a little iffy. My throat still hurts. I often get sore throats, so it's not something out of the norm. But as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I'm like, ooh, okay. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay, so our first question, what I want to do is I want to take a moment and allow your mind, body, and soul to speak to you. So one of the things that I've learned is that when we're receiving guidance, sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it sounds like our own voice, sometimes we miss it. And by giving us that space, we're able to just take a moment and listen to it. And so with the intention right now that I want you to set is to trust anything that comes up. Like, don't second guess it. Don't think that it's wrong or anything like that. Like, just literally ask this question and allow the response to come to you. So I'm going to start playing some music. What I want you to ask right now is ask your mind, body, and soul to let you know in this moment what they are longing to be free of. I'm going to put this in the chat and hopefully it'll help make a little bit more sense if I do it this way. So I'm going to start playing music. Let's take like 3 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that for this one. I want to give you enough time to really allow something to come to you. And you could do this after this video as well. Like, you can ask this question at any point in time, especially when you're in more of a meditative state. So I'm going to start playing music and be quiet. I hope you're able to gain some clarity with that question. And I forgot to mention, you could write things down. So you could like ask the question and then write down what came to you. So as I said, you could definitely do that question again anytime you want, any point of the day, like just connect in and ask yourself, like in this moment, mind, body, soul, what is it that you want from me? What can I provide you? You know? So we're going to move on to our next question. And I have a video coming out for this topic in particular. So if this is something you struggle with, don't worry. The video itself is geared to helping you open up even more. But our next question is going to be, what signs have you received lately from the universe and what do they mean to you? And so signs can be animals, repeating numbers, anything that you've asked. So one of the fun things with signs is like, I'll ask like, show me a ladybug for X, Y, and Z. And like the ladybug is one of my best examples. Last year, almost every single market I did, like I had a ladybug. But anyway, if you've asked for a specific sign, you know, see if it showed up. But sometimes we move through life too fast and we don't recognize the signs. And so when we're able to like slow down, we can see what the universe is providing us and like see the breadcrumbs that are being left. So let's take about 2 minutes for this. What signs have you received lately from the universe and what do they mean to you? You've been seeing repeating numbers like crazy and vivid dreams. It's amazing, Tom. I'm curious what numbers you've been seeing. And yeah, the vivid dreams, I feel that, especially as we head towards the full moon, I wouldn't be surprised if your dreams get even more intense. Let me start playing some music and let's take 2 minutes for this question just to gain a little bit of clarity. Numbers is what's popular. 1111 555. Repeating numbers, it means I'm in perfect alignment with my purpose here. I love it. Oh, I'm sorry, the ad booted you out. Yeah. On my videos, I actually don't put like my normal videos, I'd never put ads in the middle because I want you guys to have like a full meditation experience. And then with these ones, they like place them. So I'm sorry, but I try to make it where it's like the least amount of ads possible. Um, so I'm sorry if it makes this not as great of an experience. 144, 155, and 133 a lot. Like every time I look at the microwave, phone, or walk downstairs to get water, I'm like, all right, this is the universe telling me something. Yes, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I actually just flew back home this morning. I got in at like 6 a.m. Took a red eye last night. And when I was away, I had a hummingbird like literally fly like right up to me. And I don't think I've ever seen a hummingbird in person. And it was like really, really, really cool and just such a magical bird in itself. So that was one of the signs that I've gotten recently. I see 222 a lot, license plate numbers all the time. It's like really funny. Whenever I look up, it's like I'm behind somebody who's like 8889 or like 8899, something like that. So like, yeah, the numbers definitely are one of the most popular. Um, they're like sugar addicts. Yeah, I didn't even have anything on me. It was just random. And I've also, my ladybugs have come back, and I saw ladybugs randomly like in television shows, on social media. So like my favorite thing, like if you guys are ever feeling disconnected and just unsure of your path, legit, say to the universe, if I'm on the right path, or like if this is meant for me, or if I'm supposed to move in this direction, please show me X, Y, and Z. And you can say the most outrageous thing, like show me a pink elephant or something like that. And I bet you not, well, not I bet you not, you will see it. Granted, sometimes it takes a few days, but it'll be there. 17 and B's. Yeah, 77 and 999. I also see 717. 717 is like one of my other go-tos. Seeing bees and tons of frogs in my dreams. Fascinating. I love it. Well, thank you all for sharing. Let's move on to our next question. And so this one is going to be kind of zoomed out, bigger picture, but I want you to think what is and what is not working in your life. And you could go through whatever categories you want: relationship, health, wealth, spirituality, like anything. Like what is and what is not working in your life. We're going to take 3 minutes for this one because I do want you to gain more clarity. And I know this is like a really big question. So let me play some music and let's get to writing. I love that answer. Everything is working in my life because everything happens for a reason. I like that. That's really, really nice. I will say for myself personally, I am capable of thinking of the things that are not working way more easily and quicker than I can think of the things that are working. And so for me, I'll just share, like pushing myself too hard. I kind of like go all in and then I take days to like really relax. It's kind of like this yo-yo of utilizing my energy rather than having more structure and kind of being more consistent on a daily basis. So like not necessarily having enough structure. For me too, it's like taking care of my physical health. I definitely should be and need to be doing more, especially when it comes to like eating enough calories throughout the day, drinking enough water, like the basic stuff. So I know for myself, those things definitely need a little bit of a haul. And I do find that things in my life happen way more quickly and like manifesting and just like things showing up when I put my self-care first. So doing breath work and stuff to help my nervous system, making sure that I am eating enough food throughout the day and drinking enough water. It's the amount of work that I do and how I expend my energy. I really need to be eating more calories. Like you guys are gonna hear me say this probably very, very often. Like this is a common theme in my life of like, I just get very engulfed in what I do. And it's easy just to go the whole day and just, but I have a really big market this weekend in Pennsylvania, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And I went to the grocery store. I'm gonna like cook quinoa, like a cold quinoa salad with carrots, red peppers, cucumber, and onion. I'm forgetting something, chickpeas, tomatoes, so that I can like put it in a fridge and then eat that and have it be cold. For those of you who don't know, I was strict vegan for 4 years and now I'm still plant-based. So and I'm gluten-free. So when I go places, it's not always easy for me to just like trust that I'll be able to have something to eat. Like I might have to like only eat French fries. So it's always good to be prepared. Second guessing and doubting myself, I've been doom scrolling YouTube like a crackhead, looking for the one solution, looking for the 89th key of the piano where there isn't such a thing. Yeah. Um, I understand that. I've totally been second guessing and doubting myself too and doom scrolling on all the platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. But I will tell you a secret, and I know you already know this. Whatever it is that you're searching for outside of you, you can find the answer within you. So the more you just take that time to be quiet and ask for the answer to come and listen for it, you will be giving the guidance. So I know I like to look outside too, but the best answer will come from within for sure. Meal prepping like makes life so much easier. Yes, it 100% does. And I used to meal prep all the time. And because I'm eating so many, like I like to eat more vegetables and stuff, I don't always like, I don't always cook them ahead of time. You know what I mean? Like I'll make quinoa or rice or something like that. But yeah, I need to figure it out. I either need to like go back to meal prepping or have recipes. I don't know. I will figure it out though, for sure. But yeah, thank you all for sharing. I appreciate that. And so let's move on to our next question. Ground beef in glass containers is a lifesaver. Yes, it totally is. I just haven't had beef in like 5 years. And I have to say, it's probably the one meat out of any of them that I miss. I miss ground beef. But so, sorry, another random rant and things like that. I do personally believe in eating for your blood type. And so I do recommend anybody who is struggling with their health and diet and stuff like that, like see what, if you can find out what your blood type is and then what diet they suggest for your blood type, give it a try. Like you don't have to go all in and all extreme, but yeah, grass-fed, grass-fed. Yeah, for sure. Supermarket stuff is, yeah. Buying from local farms is one of the best things you can do, especially when it comes to meat and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. I'm glad you've been reading about it. My blood type is a blood type that does better on a vegetarian diet. So intuitively, I've leaned towards that, and it's like kind of cool to put two and two together and be like, oh, I felt this way intuitively. Oh yeah, and this is supporting my intuitiveness, you know? So to each their own. But I'm not somebody who would ever sit here and be like, oh my goodness, you eat A blood type. Yeah, exactly. Um, I would never sit here and be like, oh, I'm not one of those vegan who like looks down on other people because they eat X, Y, and Z. Like everybody should be eating in a way that honors their own personal system. And like it all depends on where you are in the game. Like, are you healing from something or are you maintaining your health? You know, like it's all varied. Yeah, the diehard radical vegans. Yeah. So I'm a pro health person. Just eat in a way that makes you feel really good and that helps you have energy and show up every day feeling better. I feel better if I eat mostly veggies. Love a chicken sandwich. Yeah, you know? It's an experiment. That's my favorite thing with food. Okay, let's move on to the next question because I literally could talk about food on and on and on and on and on. So our next question is going to be, what is your current plan or path to achieving your desires? And what effort are you willing to put towards it? So I phrase this question this way because with a full moon, we don't really focus on our desires and we're not really planting new seeds. That's what we do on a new moon. On a full moon, we're more so celebrating what has happened in the weeks leading up to this from the new moon until now. And we're finding closure for certain things. That's really more so the energy of the full moon. So I want you to think of your desire and what it is that like you're working towards, but like think of the journey and the path that you're on to get to that desire and really get clear on like what effort are you willing to put towards it. So I'm going to throw that question in the chat. I think we're going to let's take 3 minutes for this. I feel like I'm taking a little bit longer today than I have in previous sessions, but I do want you just to gain this clarity. So I'm gonna start playing some music and let's start answering the question. I love this comment. Really just continuing to raise my vibration so I attract what's best for me. And I do that by consistently putting out more positive energy than non-positive energy every day. Yes, that's awesome. Super amazing. I love that. For me, it's more of taking action steps and also visualizing myself as the new version of who I want to be and doing the inner work, but also doing the action steps that I need to do, like showing up here on YouTube, posting to TikTok, and letting go of control and really just trusting and believing. Um, I don't think it's weird that the question about achieving your desire makes you uncomfortable, but at ease with putting maximum effort. Not at all. I think that sometimes in order for us to reach our desire, we have to get uncomfortable to get there. So I don't think being uncomfortable is a bad thing. There's somebody that I follow, his name is Quasi. You guys might know him on YouTube. And he talks about like comfort equals death. Like we want to be uncomfortable. We want to be uncomfortable every single day. Like there's nothing wrong with having like discomfort in something. And if you wanted to explore more clear, like if you wanted to explore that more as to like, well, what about it really is targeting, making the uncomfortableness appear. Like you can always look to gain clarity for yourself, but doing things despite our comfort is like what it's about. Perhaps you're a workaholic. I'm a workaholic too, so I totally get it. Like putting in the effort, yeah, I totally understand that. But don't shy away from the uncomfortable question. Like it's definitely good. Sag, Sun, and Virgo Moon. Yeah. On this note, I do have a question for all of you. So anybody who's watching this on the replay, anybody who's here in the chat live, I really want to figure out how to provide you all with what you want and like what's really going to be helpful for you and it's really going to be of service for you, not just what I want to make. And so I know there's so many other Reiki channels out there and they do more like, so one of the things about ASMR is it encompasses the visual aspect, the hand movements, as well as the audio aspects. For me in my home, because it's so loud and noisy outside, it's very challenging for me to ever record the sound aspects of it because literally like everything gets picked up. So if somebody's honking the horn on the street randomly, you will hear it. It does come into the microphone, which is why I choose to do the meditational sound. But a part of me is kind of like, do you want me to whisper more? Like you could tell like this is more so me talking in full voice. So when I do those videos, I am talking more soft voice. And of course, right now I'm just struggling to talk, so I'm sorry. But it's like, do you like the whisper more? Do you like the point of view of like having a massage table and like you feel like you're the one laying on the table? Like I'm just trying to think of other ways to provide you with something that you're looking for. And like, I know a lot of people, their videos are like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, like super long, like 3 hours. What is it that you like the most? And what is it that you feel is most beneficial? I started making the really short videos because I felt like not many people are doing it. And as somebody who used to work in corporate, and even now, like for me to find the time beyond 20 minutes to like sit down and meditate, I don't always have it, or do I like have the capacity to do it? My soft voice is very soothing. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm not talking in soft voice right now. It's not always easy for me to like maintain soft voice either. You like whisper more. Okay, that's good to know. It's all perfect. Okay. So if there's different lengths or something, I have another idea in mind that I might try and like see if you guys like it. But also if there's other, yeah, subliminal messages ear to ear throughout during your normal meditation would be cool. I could definitely looking into that and figuring out how to do something like that. The other thing about me that I internally not like struggle with, but like I really like teaching stuff. Like in my old role, like I taught and like taught people how to do stuff, taught them how to do their work. And I have a really big resource bank of different healing modalities and experiences that I've gone through and like things about healing. I just don't enjoy myself in a talking video, to be fully transparent. I also don't fully enjoy making those. Like I like doing the voiceover more. But if there's like a different theme or like a different style of video that you would want to see, like I'm totally down to make that too. But thank you for the subliminal idea. I will definitely look into that. So that's my rant and rave. So if there's anything else that you guys have in mind that you want to see, please let me know. I am going to keep experimenting just to see like how something else performs. So if you really only like the short videos, I'm sorry if I put out like a 15 or 30-minute long video, but I do want to just kind of start playing a little bit more on the channel. But yes, let me know what you like. Also, of course, as always, if there's ever a topic that you want a video on, let me know. Videos are great, footage, clean audio, soundtrack setting. Okay, cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do what's best and most comfortable for you. I appreciate that. Yeah. That's what I've been doing. Just do what makes you feel most alive. 7 or 9 minutes is too short. Okay. Tupac, my channel might not be the best for you. If you like longer stuff. Because like most of my stuff will be shorter, but I will start doing more longer stuff. But thank you for sharing that perspective that it's too short. Okay, cool. Well, thank you. Thank you guys all for the support and encouraging me to just do what I like. Longer ones are good. 15 is nice. I genuinely like what you do already. I think you are already unique. Cool. All right, cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all are great. The healing Reiki 22 menu. Okay. I'll definitely do more longer ones. I think I have to record sitting on a chair. The 22-minute Reiki healing one, I genuinely wanted it to be 30 minutes, but I record everything sitting on my floor, and it like hurts my back after after a little bit of time, like sitting there like with your hands up just on the floor. So to make the longer ones, I think I'm going to sit in my chair and just kind of like relocate a bit. And yeah, just stop to say hi. Gotta run. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by to say hi. It was nice to see you. Okay, cool. Thank you for all the feedback. Thank you for all the insight. I will definitely start making longer stuff. And yeah, you guys are the best. Thank you. So let's finish this up. Let's do our last question, because as you know, with any moon ritual, we got to talk to the moon. There's no way we could be here without talking to her. So with this full moon, we could just write to the full moon if you want. You could say like, dear full moon. You can write about whatever it is that you're releasing, whatever it is you're purging, surrendering, letting go of, asking for clarity. If there's anything that you've been struggling with, sharing whatever is on your heart. Literally, there are no restrictions. Say whatever it is that you would like to this full moon in Virgo. And let's take, how long are we going to take? Let's take like like 3 minutes. Well, a few seconds shy of 3 minutes. If you want to keep writing to the full moon, I highly suggest that you do. I always find it really therapeutic and nice to do that. And you could talk to her at any point in time, and just remember that the full moon is on Saturday. So, you know, you got days before and days after. Keep on talking. The portal one is unbelievable, really good. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. And that's amazing, Tom. 888-143. Awesome, awesome. I love spirit. I love when we just zoom out and recognize that there's energy, like there really is energy. There's more to life than whatever little things that we get caught up in. And there's support all around us. And there's just more to life. I think it's so cool. So now we're going to move into our Reiki healing. And I'm sorry, this is actually a much longer video than I normally do. Sending the most powerful positive energies to the moon. Yes, yes, yes. She's the best. So one of the things I never, deeper blue color beyond the void. There's a deeper blue, awesome quote of his artwork. That's awesome. When it comes to my normal videos, I never give you guys a spiel when it comes to Reiki as to what it might feel like. I normally just hop into this meditation and have us start because I want the video to feel that way. So with Reiki Energy Healing, and for those of you who have heard this numerous amounts of time, I want you to understand what you may be experiencing so you can get it. Oh, you actually are feeling the Reiki. So Reiki energy is a healing modality where it's sent via the hands. I'm not the one doing the healing. I'm just channeling it through. And so the Reiki energy is talking to your individual soul, and it's going wherever you need it physically, emotionally, and spiritually. What it might feel like can be tingling in the hands, feet, other places in the body. You might feel waves of energy come over you. You may see shapes, you may see colors. You might have emotions rise up to the surface. You might feel cool sensations or warm sensations. You might gulp really hard, your stomach might gurgle. Those two things typically happen to practitioners, but sometimes it happens to people in sessions. You might feel like you're jumping around to different places. Trying to think, what else did I miss? I went out of order in my mind. Emotions pop up, shapes, colors, cool sensations, tingling. Yeah, basically it's just going to feel very relaxing, very soothing. It might feel like a heaviness on you at times, but it feels different than meditating. It's just a different level of groundedness and bringing you there. So every single time you receive Reiki, it does feel different. It goes to different places that you need it. I do invite you right now to set an intention, whether it be purging, healing, future stuff, clarity, whatever it is, just set an intention in your mind as to how you would like this Reiki to heal you. And if you don't have anything specific, or if you do have something specific and you still want to be broad, just ask the Reiki healing to go wherever it is that you need it. Imagine yourself really opening up and just be like, Reiki, please send this wherever it is, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm open to receive a miracle healing. My left arm's been twitching like crazy. Well, my first question would be have you worked out? And if so, do you need potassium or BCAAs? Is your muscle just spazzing? But you can always ask yourself, is my left arm twitching a sign, and see what answer comes to you. I genuinely don't know, right? And I don't want to lie to you. Probably need some potassium. Go have a banana and some BCAAs. So with this Reiki healing, you're welcome to receive it laying down or staying seated. I find closing my eyes helps me feel the energy more intently. So I do encourage you to close your eyes. Anytime you watch any of my videos, you never have to watch them. You can play the video and have your eyes closed, and you'll receive the healing that way. So I don't necessarily make them for you to sit there and watch me. I actually genuinely make them more so for you to listen to me, just because I find that I feel the Reiki way more when my eyes are closed. And I like to think other people do too, because you're able to just relax deeper. So on that note, ask myself that, and I heard my hair said, go Go to 7-Eleven and buy a lottery ticket. Go to 7-Eleven and buy a lottery ticket. What do you have to lose? And maybe listen to the lottery Reiki video that I did. Okay. Please go ahead and get comfortable right now. If you're somebody who gets chilly, throw on a blanket and allow yourself to start to unwind. Start taking some deep breaths in. Really focusing on your breath. Becoming aware of the cool air going in and the warm air going out. Allowing it to bring you into the present moment. You can slowly start to come back to this moment, becoming aware of your body, gently wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe taking a quick stretch. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes and come back. I do ask that you drink some water before the night is over. After receiving Reiki, it will help with the healing that you received and realigning your energy, rebalancing your chakras, etc. So please definitely have some water. And if you really enjoyed that 10-minute session and you want to experience a much more in-depth, deeper healing type of session, I do offer one-on-one Reiki sessions on my website, and I'll give you a secret. You can save 25% with your first session with me if you go and take the quiz. So there's a quiz on my website about like figuring out if a Reiki session is good for you. The link is below in this description. And when you go to your results, you'll see there's a coupon code there that'll give you 25% off. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're able to have a Reiki session with me. If you're in a different time zone and every time you go to book a session, it's like really early for you or really late for you, send me an email and we can do a different time, because I don't want to fully inconvenience you. So we'll like figure out a time that works for both of us. So yes, just shoot me an email. But I hope that was helpful. I hope all of this is helpful. And for anybody who's going through it, like you're not alone. The energy is really intense right now. So, find that community to help keep your mindset uplifted, and what you can do every day to just help reprogram yourself and keep yourself uplifted. You feel better now. Amazing. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that. Wow, that was very effective. Asked for confirmation, and now I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. Looked at my email and saw the same repeating numbers on a couple of new property listings. Thanks, Kay. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad it helped give you clarity and that it was effective. The Reiki feels so powerful today. Like the session I had earlier, and even right now, sending it to you guys, like it's popping, and I can't even imagine how epic it's going to feel on Saturday. So if, like I said, if you're in the area, like if you're in Pennsylvania, I will be at the Wicked World Fair from the 23rd until the 25th, and I'm doing in-person sessions. So you can like have a session with me on my table in person, and like the floodgates open. Awesome. Yes. Drink water, drink water. So yeah, I think that's about all that I have. The floodgates of prosperity. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I've said this before, but you are such a powerful healer. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're able to feel it. And when it comes to healing, all of us Reiki healers and healers are different. But at the end of the day, like I feel like I'm just the channel, and it's not me. Like it's genuinely whatever you're receiving is what's meant for you and what you're capable to have. And like I genuinely believe that like it's your power. It's like you and the healing energy coming together, and like I'm just the vessel that it's coming through. Like I don't think it's like me. You know what I mean? Like I don't sit here and like I I want to stay humble and like down to earth and all this stuff. So like I never think like, oh my God, I'm like such this incredible healer or anything like that. Like no, like it's not me. I'm not doing the healing. I'm just the vessel, and the healing is coming through, and you're getting what you need. So I'm glad that it's powerful though. I'm really glad that the energy is powerful that comes through. And I always ask for a miracle healing, and just trust that whatever you need to get, you receive in that moment. Do you guys have any other questions? Anything else that you want to say? Anything else that you want to chat about before I get off? Trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to ask you all. Beautifully put. Thank you. I'm grateful for you and Reiki. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I said this before, and I'm just going to say it again. Like, my mission is really to help people recognize the power and voice within themselves and their own intuition. And instead of going outside, to go inside more, but help give different techniques and tools and questions that help you go inside. Like I spent so many years going outside of myself, and I had such a desire that I just wanted someone else to like fix me and give me the answer, and like just take it all away, and like just change my life for me. Like I just do this. And it really just left me emptier. Um, Yeah, read somewhere to speak your affirmations and manifestations on the water before you drink, and it'll make it come quicker. Yeah, another thing you could do too is like you can take a piece of paper and like write whatever you want down and put it on the jar, like put it on the bottom of the jar, put it like on the cup itself, and see the affirmation and manifestation infusing into the water that way as you drink it throughout the day. You can also do that with colors, and like with opening your chakra centers or working with your chakras. You can like put like orange on like the cup of the water. But yeah, Tom, I totally get that, going through that now. It's a fun journey when you start to trust yourself more. But I definitely experience not trusting myself, and I still have moments like that where I like second guess myself. I don't trust the intuition that I'm getting, and I seek the outside validation and stuff like that. But once you start to discern your inner guidance versus like some like a thought, I don't know how to explain it, like you just like thinking a random thought versus like receiving inner guidance, you'll, you know what, that might not be a good example, because sometimes the random thought is the inner guidance. But when you start to really get clear on you being in line with your intuition on something, then trusting your inner self more and following yourself and like not looking for the outside will become stronger. And one of the techniques that I used to recommend to people all the time is like start small and like start with like picking lunch or dinner. Like you're at a restaurant and you're looking through the menu and it's like start learning how your intuition talks to you with the simple decision of what you're going to choose to eat. And then you can rate your decision afterwards and be like, oh, no, I really should have gotten this instead of that. Oh, I understand now. My inner voice was talking to me this way and I didn't listen to it. Like little things like that. So I don't know if that's helpful or not, or even with like, what do you want to wear? Like small decisions that don't have a massive impact. You know what I mean? Like they're like just daily stuff. I play roulette to test my intuition. Probably a bit extreme. Possibly. But if it works for you, if numbers be hitting, if you got it, you got it. It's fun. As long as you're having fun. Like, I feel like I'm really talking a lot tonight and I apologize, but hopefully it's helpful. This whole journey, this whole self-growth, personal healing, dealing with the shadow work, like everything, like life in itself, it's meant to be fun and like bring lightheartedness to it, bring curiosity to it. Like there's no decision that you're going to make that's going to be wrong. Unless of like, granted, like don't make something that's going to detrimentally change your life in like a way that's going to leave you, monitor your risks. Don't just be foolish. But when it comes to being on this journey, like if you feel called to a certain modality, Reiki, breath work, like holistic family constellations, like there's so many different things, sound bath, gong, crystals, tarot cards, oracle cards, like whatever. If you're feeling called towards something, explore it. And then like when you're done with it, you're done with it. And if you go back to it, you go back to it. Like you don't have to cling or identify to anything. Like it's just a process and a journey, and like just make it fun and do what you enjoy. And the more fun you have, the more you're going to grow and like up level and change, and the faster it's going to happen, because it can be fast and it can be easy. It doesn't have to be difficult and challenging. Like that's just a story that we tell ourselves and we tell our mind. So hopefully that little rant was helpful. 333 or 11 or 7, and it hits like every time. That's amazing. Healing ancestral karma. Yeah. So one of the things I didn't verbally tell y'all that I did, because I don't fully know how to say it for you in that kind of like video structure that I make, but there's a way to combine family constellations and Reiki healing. And I was experimenting on it with myself. I'd started doing family constellations when I was 12. That was like my first one. And I've done maybe 5 since then. I've been to 5. I think I've done 1, 2, 3 or 4 healings just for myself. And family constellations is hands down, I don't know if I talked to you about this before, Tom, so if I have, you can tell me to stop. But if there was any emotional modality that I would ever recommend, if I had to start my journey over again, if there was anything that I would ever do from the jump, it would be a family constellation. I wouldn't do talk therapy. So I was in talk therapy at the age of 8. What happened? I'll give you guys my backstory because y'all don't really know me. So my parents got divorced when I was 1. My grandma died when I was 3. I had strep throat 14 times between the ages of 2 and 4. And it was like emotional related. Like my mom would go on a business trip and I would get strep throat every single time. So she had to like get a new job. So when I was 8, I was starting to have like panic attacks and anxiety in a sense. Like it was really starting to kick up. It was like 2nd grade. So I ended up in therapy, talk therapy. And I was in talk therapy from the age of 8 to 10. And then I like graduated. And then my father stopped talking to me when I was 9. Whatever happened. And basically he not like disowned me, but just stopped talking to me. So like no birthday cards, no Christmas presents, no nothing. Like I didn't know where he lived. I didn't know his phone number, but I knew my little brother and sister because they're his kids. And that in itself was a whole thing. So like I would see my little brother and sister, and they would see my dad, but I didn't know anything about my dad. So when I was 12, I did my first family constellation. And a week after I did it, I called my dad and hung up on him. And it was the first time I'd called him in 4 years. And I hung up on him. So that was cool. But my whole point is I did that therapy from 8 to 10. And yeah, like things changed and whatever. But it wasn't until I did the family constellation that something really drastically within me changed. And so talk therapy has its point, serves its purpose. I do appreciate it. I am just the kind of person where I could talk myself in and out of things and I can get bored and like make up stuff because I'm like, oh, I need to be here for an hour and, not always need it. But a family constellation, so it was created by this gentleman named Bert Hellinger from Germany. And he has a really cool background and story. And so basically what a family constellation is it's this belief that you come into the world taking on an energetic role in your family system. So when you come in, like you kind of like have this thing on you in a sense. And so you go to a family constellation where you do one, and there's a few different ways to do it. My favorite way and the way I've always done it is I go to a day workshop. So it's like you and a whole bunch of strangers, you sit down and you tell the practitioner what's going on with you. And so it could be all these different topics. Like it could be that there's a pattern in my family where we hate our mom and love our grandma. I want to have a child. I want to help heal that pattern before I bring a child into the world. It could be I have this business that I want to work on in the future. It can be I have gone my whole life feeling like I don't belong or I feel depressed. It could be that you had a partner and they just passed and you're having a really hard time of moving through the grief. Like it's literally any type of problem that you're dealing with in your life, like anything that you're feeling, you could do a family constellation for. And so what ends up happening is that you set up an image and you ask different people to represent your family members. And you say, will you represent my dad? Will you represent my mom? Blah, blah, blah. And the practitioner sets up this like picture of people like physically standing there. And the people who represent the people in your family actually feel the emotions of the people in your family. And so the practitioner will ask different questions and kind of like let the circle unfold because the people will feel called to move or to sit down or to say something. And so the practitioner, like they'll just monitor how it all goes. And basically you end up shifting the energy in the family and you end up having a different view of it all. And then you have that image in your mind and it's now set. And then you don't talk about it for like 3 weeks. You don't tell anybody. So whatever you happen becomes this new image that you hold within yourself. And within a year, you're like the entire family dynamic and things end up changing because you've changed. And it's like the stuff that I've seen that have happened from family constellations has to be the most healing modality I've ever encountered in my entire life. Like it is exceptionally phenomenal. So there's a way that you can utilize Reiki and blend it with family constellations. So back to my original point, which I'm sorry, this is such a long rant. In the two healing family karmic stuff, I actually set the intention to heal, like to utilize Reiki and family constellation in that, like in my mind, as I was making the video, I like said what I needed to say to do a family constellation through Reiki. So if you watch those videos and like things get a little like wonky for like a week or two or something, that might be why. So it's different than Honopono, like from the one you're saying, because it's literally like you go to a workshop for a day. It's like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You do your thing, you have this insane experience, and like you leave and life changes. Like all you have to do is go that one day. I do know that sometimes practitioners do sessions, I think like individually, and then they like use feet to represent people in a way. But if you're gonna do it, like you should do it in person in a group setting because like it's legit the most healing thing I've ever done. Like if anybody's ever like, oh, I'm in therapy, I'd be like, do a family constellation. Just do one and see what happens. Maybe my throat chakra is blocked or imbalanced. Maybe there's something you want to say that needs to be said, but you aren't saying, perhaps unprocessed anchor. Totally possible. My throat is such a I'm not sure. Like I've had sore throats every day of my life. Um, and I used to get strep throat as a kid, but it was emotional, clearly. And I ended up having an energy healing session about 2 weeks ago, and she saw a disturbance in my throat and she started to pull it out. And that was when we did that other live, and I was like really struggling. Um, so yeah, anytime anybody works on me, like they always say my throat. So I'm still working on figuring it out. Like I accept it, but maybe I don't feel heard or understood. I definitely grew up a lot of times not feeling heard or understood. So that definitely is something that I struggled with, but you never heard of that. Holy crap. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. Like family constellations are so dope. Um, I've given up trying to figure out why my throat hurts because I'm not sure how much of it is physical versus emotional, to be honest. Um, I'm not sure. But, when I try not to get attached, but, I just open in the healing. And I asked the full moon tonight if she could just help because I'm tired of it not feeling good. But anyway, oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you guys understand me. Maybe start breathing from yeah, I know I don't talk properly. So I know like the placement where I'm talking right now, which is why like it sounds more nasally per se and like not wonderful. Definitely part of how I'm talking, which I think is an issue with my throat. Like if I talk here, I actually feel better than where I just was that placement before. My husband is a singer and he always not yells at me, but he's like, he'll recommend that I change my placement. So I'm still learning how to do that, how to do it for like long term. Oh, I sound fine. Okay, good. That's great. I'm glad you think so. But yes, thank you for the suggestion. I do really appreciate it. And yeah, it could be a combination of emotions. It could be a combination, like I've been doing a lot of healing work recently. So it could be that. It might be literally the placement of where I'm talking. Because like spiritual warfare, you have a lot of healing to give, and your voice within itself is healing. Yeah. So it's temporary, but thank you for your concern. I appreciate it. And it'll be all right. Maybe I gotta cuss someone out real quick. I don't feel that way though. I don't really feel angry. Um, would you say that the throat chakra is related to setting boundaries? I would. Yes. I think the throat chakra could definitely be related to setting boundaries in the sense of how we allow somebody else to speak to us and how we choose to show up and speak to someone else. So like if we're having a hard time voicing our truth, like let's say if we're at a job and we have a boss who's awful and we're having a hard time like standing up for ourselves and putting up that boundary in a sense, yes, I would say that. Some sources say it's solar plexus, some say it's throat. I would say it's both. And it's like, I think it just depends on the scenario, right? Like if it's not speaking your truth or allowing yourself to show up and allowing the boundaries to be low where you're not verbalizing, then yes, I would say it's throat. If it's feeling being treated a certain way or something like that, like maybe it's more solar plexus. Like when I say treated, like them doing something to you, like not verbal, if that makes sense. But I think you can ask yourself too, like, is it this or that? I also have this belief with the chakras. I think that well, not like this belief, I've done this myself, so it's like experience. I purposely closed my chakras. Like when I used to commute into the city, I would purposely close them because I didn't want my energy. I didn't want to be open. I didn't want to feel anything. I didn't want anybody to have access to my own energy. So I would like think and like imagine each of my chakras as a lotus flower, and I would imagine them closing and like closing off my energy. And then I can also imagine them opening up. So like I personally don't see any negativity or anything bad when it comes to having a closed chakra, whether I chose to close it or if it's closed at the moment. I just feel having that energy center, that chakra closed, as a learning opportunity to recognize where am I in my life and what's going on for me and how do I need to show up, and like what, what are my areas of growth. On a different note, my camera is about to die. So I'm going to hop off. I hope that answered your question, Mac. If not, like just post in the comment and I'll type back to you. Or yeah, I'll type back to you and give you more answers if that didn't help or not. But this is great. Def got to come back to this later. Cool. Thank you, y'all. Love y'all. Y'all are the best. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.